Welcome back students to Alchemy online class. Hope you have gone through extra marks app for yesterday's content and now it's time for the answer of yesterday's question. The question was, name the country that leads the world in silk production. The answer is China. China is the largest producer of silk. The second largest producer of silk is India. Before we start today's topic, we will just recall whatever we learnt yesterday. Yesterday we learnt about the life history of the silk moth. In that we learned that the female silk moth lays eggs on the leaves of the plant and these eggs are hatching into the larvae which are called as caterpillars. These caterpillars are weaving a net around them and they are secreting a secretion which is made up of protein, and this secretion then hardens and turns into silk fiber. When the caterpillar completely gets covered by the silk fiber, that process is known, that covering is known as cocoon, and that stage is known as the pupa stage. In this stage, that caterpillar inside the cocoon, it gets converted into the silk moth, which is a perfectly grown silk moth, and then it emerges out from that cocoon. This way we learned about the life history of the silk moth yesterday. Now today we will start with another topic, that in that we will learn about how the silk is obtained from the cocoon. So we will start with that. Here you know that the silkworms are reared to get silk from them. The female moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time, and these eggs are collected on a strip of cloth or paper. Then these eggs are sold to the silkworm farmers. These farmers are keeping these eggs in hygienic conditions. They are keeping the eggs in a suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. These eggs are kept in a moist, warm and well ventilated place. The temperature of 85 degree Fahrenheit is maintained. This temperature is maintained because it is giving the suitable warmth to the eggs so the larvae can hatch out from these eggs. Now this process of incubation, this is known as incubation. This incubation process is done when the mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. This means when the mulberry plant is having fresh leaves, that time this incubation of eggs is done. So when the caterpillars are coming out of it, they will feed on these mulberry leaves. The caterpillars, these are the larvae of the silk moth, and these caterpillars eat day and night on these mulberry leaves and they increase enormously in the size. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays along with freshly chopped mulberry leaves. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillars stop eating and move to tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoons. The small rags or twigs may be provided in the tray for the cocoons to get attached. The caterpillar spins cocoon, inside which the development of the silk moth takes place. So till now we have learned about how the rearing of silkworms done for getting the cocoons. Now we will learn about how the processing of silk is done. For that, a pile of cocoons are used for obtaining the silk from them. These cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled, or they are exposed to steam and the silk fibers separate out. Then the process of frilling the silk is done. It is the process in which the silk threads are separated from the cocoon to use as silk. The rilling of silk means the process in which the threads of the silk are obtained from the cocoon. They are separated from the cocoon to use as silk. This reeling of the silk is done in special machines which unwind the threads of silk from the cocoons. These fibers, the silk fibers, are then spun into the silk threads and then woven into silk cloth by the weavers. So we have now learned that how silk is obtained from the silkworms. Now I am going to tell you one interesting story about the discovery of silk. The exact time when the discovery of silk is done is perhaps unknown. Nobody knows when exactly it was discovered. But as per one Chinese legend, the Empress Sai Long Chai was asked by the Emperor Yuan Chai to find out the reason behind the damaged leaves of mulberry trees in their gardens. The Empress found that the white worms are eating these mulberry leaves, and she noticed that these worms are spinning shiny cocoons around them. Accidentally, a cocoon dropped into her cup of tea and a tangle of delicate threads separated from that cocoon. This way the discovery of silk done. After that, the silk industry began in China and it was kept a closely guarded secret for many years. But later on, the travelers, traders, they moved to other countries and introduced silk over there. The route is still known as Silk Route. This is the end of this chapter. Now we will recapitulate whatever we have learned today. Today we started with the rearing of silkworms. In that we have learned that the female moth lays eggs which are collected on a piece of cloth or paper and then sold to the silkworm farmers. These farmers are keeping the eggs in the hygienic and suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. They are providing 85 °F temperature to the eggs so that the larvae can hatch out from the eggs. These larvae of silk moth are known as caterpillars. These caterpillars are then kept into the bamboo trays in which they are supplied with the fresh mulberry leaves. These caterpillars are voracious eaters and they are feeding on these mulberry leaves day and night and growing in size. After that, after some days, after 25 to 30 days, these caterpillars stop eating and then they move to a tiny chamber of the bamboo and they are spinning cocoon around them. Small racks or twigs may be provided in the tray for the cocoons to get attached. This way the cocoons are obtained, and this is about the rearing of silkworms for getting the cocoons. Then we learned about the processing of silk. For that the cocoons are kept in the sun or boiled or exposed to steam, and then the silk fiber gets separated out from these cocoons. The process in which the silk threads are taken out from the cocoons is for obtaining silk from them is called as reeling of silk, and this is done in special machines, and after getting the silk fibers it is spun into the silk thread and then it is woven into silk cloth by the weavers. This is about the processing of silk. Then we learned about the story of discovery of silk. Now it's time for today's homework. Go through extra marks F for today's content, and now it's time for today's question. The question is, what is moriculture? I repeat the question, what is moriculture? Hope you will be ready with the answer of this question by tomorrow. Tomorrow we will discuss about the textbook exercises also. So till then, be safe, be at home and keep learning.